Today we'll have a look at a pen that came in this case. Alright? Now, this is a pen by Venustas, Atelier Venustas in Paris. And not too long ago I reviewed the Carbon V model from Venustas, and there was some issues with that pen because I just couldn't put in a cartridge, couldn't put in a converter. Now that review led to a discussion with the maker of these pens, and not in a bad way. I hasten to add, he acknowledged that there were some issues with that model, and he offered to send me another pen. Now, I didn't purchase the Carbon V, I was lent the Carbon V by John. John got a replacement pen for his non-functional model. The first replacement he got was another Carbon V that also had issues, but then he got this pen, and this is the model 77. So it's a different Venustas model. He got that as a replacement. This pen works. So I thought that we're going to have a look at that today. Of course, a thank you to John for sending me the pen. Also a thank you to Mr. Rossi, who makes these pens, for sending replacements so that John has a functional pen. The box, simple, triangular, has a Venustas V on there, and also some information. It says Atelier Venustas in Paris, designed and handcrafted in Paris. So the French pens. Now, one thing that is interesting about these pens is something that Mr. Rossi explained to me. He is an architect by trade, so he designs things, and for him a fountain pen is a very functional object, to the extent that he doesn't necessarily use it to write with. He uses it for design, uses it for other purposes. And he explained that in his mind these are designer objects, maybe more so designer objects than actual pens, if I understand him correctly, his story correctly. So if you look at those pens in that light, I think that changes the approach to these pens a bit, and the way you have to interpret these pens a bit. Of course, they're still being sold as fountain pens, so whether they're made for drawing, designing, writing, lettering, artwork, whatever, they still need to write. As I said, this model writes, so I'm going to cover the parts of the pen. I'll tell you what I like about it, what I don't like about it, and then I'll do a writing sample. One thing that also came in the little pen box is a quality control card, which is hand-signed. So it's nice that quality control is in place, so I'm sure that now you really get a functioning pen. This is what you get along with it, a case. So this is not the actual pen, it's a case. It's a sort of a slip cover case, and it has a little, I think it's a sort of a fingernail groove that you can put your fingernail in and just pull off the cap more easily. There's also little bits of soft padded material in there. I don't know if you can see that, just little spots to keep the pen in place and make it not rattle around. Alright, the pen. Top of the pen. Is that focusing? Oh yeah, okay. A little black thing. And then we have the cap. The clip, as you can see, is cut out. These corners are really sharp, to the point that you can cut yourself on them. So that's something to be a little careful of. The cap, everything here is friction fit. You have that little groove there. I'm not really sure what the function of that is. I don't think you need to put a nail in there to uncap the pen, but maybe I just missed the purpose of that. It's carbon fiber again on the pen barrel, and then we have the little end cap and black circular thing for posting again. It opens up. You get a section, you get a nib and feed. I think I would call this semi-hooded. It's not entirely hooded, but it's definitely covered by the section. Now, as I understand it, even though this is a section, you're not really supposed to hold the pen there. You're supposed to hold the pen on this, so hold it on the barrel. Now, to open it up, be a little careful here, but the section just slips out. Standard converter, these are the, I don't know, you can buy these on eBay, Jinhao converters. I think the converter is supplied, but I'm not absolutely sure. In any case, it's standard international, so you probably already have something that fits if you want this. Converter is really secure. there's a little, I don't know if you can really see that, but there's a little, let me hold up my thing again, there's a little metal tube in there that feeds ink, and the converter just slides on that. So it's no longer held in place just by a clutch mechanism, as was the case in the Carbon V. It's now held in place by that metal tube mainly, and these clutches just kind of grab it. You can reassemble this, just put it back. There we go. Yep, I think I have reassembled that correctly. So it slides back in there, and then if you want to, you can post the cap. It's all cut at a slanted angle, so as you can see, just pops on there, and you can hold it. I like holding my pens a little bit more highly, so for me this is fine. If you really want to hold it down there, I guess you can, but again, as I understand it, you're supposed to hold this pen at the barrel. So you have this chrome, you have the carbon fiber. It's a slightly gloomy day, so I don't think the carbon fiber is showing off really nicely, but it's carbon fiber. If you've never seen it, look it up, you'll see what texture that has. And then it caps like this and caps securely, and the same thing goes for the posting. Okay, what do I like about it? What do I not like about it? It's not really my design, and that's fine. That's up to everyone, right? I mean, to be honest, this design does not do much for me, but I like designs that I'm sure don't do a lot for other people. That's fine. So that's not really a criticism. All I'm saying is, for me, this doesn't really work. A clip like this that's cut out with the sharp corners, it doesn't work for me. The pen does write. It has a nice nib, it has a German nib, an actual German nib. It writes fine. No problems with that. Good flow, keeps up well. No issues there. So I like that. I also like that you do get a case with it. It's not necessary, but it's clear that the creator of these pens is going for a designy look, and with this case, that's exactly what he does. I know it's just a tube, but it's nice. The pen fits in it comfortably. It doesn't rattle around. It's a convenient way to carry it or store it or whatever, and I think that looks right. It can even stand up straight. I don't really have a very stable surface here, but it will stand up straight, trust me. So I like that. Thought went into it, and that's nice, and I'm sure that this will appeal to people. I'm sure this is a model that will appeal to some people, especially those who like thinner pens. I like the slanted angles from a design perspective. I think that's very nice. Also a bit of the Venustas V in there. So I think it definitely has stuff going for it. I'm not entirely sure what the price of this is. I could not really figure it out on the website because there's different versions, and I can't really find this. But the cheapest Model 77 is 65 euros. Is that worth it? Well, I mean, it is handmade, so I think you typically pay a lot more for handmade pens. So in that regard, I don't think it's bad. It's by no means cheap. I don't, as I said, I don't see it everywhere. I mean, something like that little groove there, I don't really understand why it's there. And to me, it looks a little choppy. Just the way it's made and it's finished. It's the polishing is not perfect, but it is a handmade product, so maybe that's what you get. In all, an interesting pen. I'm very glad it writes. I'm very glad that the problems with the Carbon V, and of course this is not a review of the Carbon V, but I'm glad those were noticed and are being taken care of. And I'm glad that John got a replacement pen. So, having said that, measurements of the pen will be on the website, as well as high-resolution pictures. sbrebrown.com. We will do a writing sample. That's coming up next. I hope this was useful. I thank John for sending this over. I thank Mr. Rossi for sending John a replacement pen. Let's see how it writes. Hope that was useful so far. I'll gladly see you later. Bye-bye. Alright, let's go with the Venustas Model 77. I'm not entirely sure what ink this is. John sent this with some ink in there. It's clearly some washable blue. It doesn't really matter. This is a medium nib. It's a very bad amp, sorry. The writing is, or maybe I should say the nib is fairly smooth. The fast writing. As you can see, the pen keeps up pretty well with fast speed writing. Wetness. Of course, that's also a bit of a function of the ink. This is Rhodia paper. That's relatively dry, I would say, and that is my overall impression. Okay, line variation. You can see the nib starts to railroad quickly. Have to hold it up a little bit more highly and you guys go a bit slower. But bear in mind, I mean, this is not advertised as a flex nib or anything, so... Reverse writing. It's very sharp. It's actually cutting into the paper, and as you can see, nothing happened. So it's actually completely stopped writing now. It's really bad handwriting. Sorry. Reverse writing, no. Okay, well, there you have it. A kind thank you to John for lending me the pen. I hope this was useful, and I'll gladly see you later. Bye bye.